As GSU alumni, ChatGPT and AI wasn't really in the picture when we were in school. So this next topic is going to be, is institutions of higher education necessary
Okay.
with the whole boom of AI technology? When you think about college, what do you think it's really supposed to do for people?
I feel like it's supposed to put you, give you the experience, one, that you were going to select while you majored in school. And then two, I thought it would actually help you get better chances of getting jobs while you were in school as well, setting you up for what you wanted to do after you were in school. So
Do you think it's still doing that today, or has that changed over time?
completely changed. My thought process of going to school has completely changed on this
Okay.
topic. It changed.
Okay, like 100%?
I would say like 50-50, 60-40 in between both ways. Still like in transition, but it's changed a lot though. If you want me to, should I be specific, I
Oh yeah,
guess?
yes sir, yes sir, if you're
I'm
open
about to
to it.
say, I feel like that post-college depression you get from not being able to interview well or get the job you want coming out of school is kind of like the thing that people don't tell you about. The thing that people like didn't really have to, I don't know if the old generations had to deal with that as much. But with the jobs to get today in the economy, it's kind of been like way more challenging just to get basic jobs here, right now in America right now as we stand.
I feel like colleges and universities are all business like. They just want you out the door. It's like pay us tuition money
Understood.
and get us out the door. So it's like you gotta use these institutions as platforms. They're just platforms. Some people go there to network and don't really care about the degrees, and they end up being successful just through the networking. So I just feel like, nowadays these institutions of higher education are just platforms, because what we went to school for is not what it is now.
Yeah, for sure. I feel all that, man. If I had to redo it, I guess I probably would have like tried to do community school, community college for that, just to make sure I had the extra level of education. But I would probably been more focused on trying to find like jobs and getting experiences that way, or tell them I would rather get a job first. That way I could have something to put down on paper.
But sometimes when you get out, when you graduate, some of these jobs already want you to have experience, and it makes no sense. Like I'm fresh out the door. What you mean you want experience? And
It makes the experience confusing for the student.
what do you think people are actually paying for when they go to college? Is it the education, the degree, the connections, or something else?
I think the degree mostly. The degree mostly. If I'm being honest, I probably still got more connections from high school than I do from college. And we went to school with 30,000 people going there, apparently.
It was more, with the
That was way
merge.
more. You talking about like 6 times the amount of people, but like I guess half the experience of like, getting to know people. I'm kind of confused as to how, even with it being a commuter school, it's like, yeah, you come across a lot of people, but you're learning with different people as well. But it didn't feel as if it felt like we all were just trying to get through it rather than actually getting value from it almost.
What's the difference between high school friendships versus college friendships?
I would say one, majority of high school friendships come from you having something in common with someone else. Some of my friends from high school know I ball or, hooped when I wasn't doing anything, or I was participating in some type of sport, managing a soccer team. I would be, doing mostly sports, but anything else would kind of like, and also like people know you to the fact that they can vote you for something almost. Like I got voted most likely to succeed in school. Nobody cares about that no more. Just like the loyalty, I guess the knowledge of you, seeing you every day for over 5+ years as well. That's also hits different. When you're in college, you have that first year with a lot of people, but after that, everybody in your class changes.
Do you think ChatGPT and AI tools are changing what it actually means to learn something in school today?
Absolutely. It made what was already a challenge not as challenging no more, but also like the steps it would take for us to get through those long challenges and the assignments we had in class is not giving them the same equivalent chance to take care of those objectives, I guess you could say, anymore.
So ChatGPT actually changed the way you personally learn or retain information?
Absolutely. And then it's attainable by everybody. So yeah.
You think tools like ChatGPT make traditional classrooms less important or just different?
No. I still think people could enhance their teaching styles without having to use it. I would be lying if I didn't say using it to give you ideas wouldn't help. But however, the initial thoughts and or objective to teach should be still authentic, in my opinion.
Do you think someone today could realistically teach themselves the same level of knowledge using ChatGPT as they could in college?
Not to the same effect. Not to the same effect. I probably would say it would be a lot more better to probably do the college courses in the 2014 through the 2020 era we were in before COVID. But with the COVID era, I think probably has changed a lot of that dynamic between teacher and student.
So you feel like the year 2019 is when it started changing?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I think the whole world has changed since it was shut down and had a reset. I feel like everybody's still trying to catch up from what they lost during that time, and that's why you see so much turmoil, I guess, now.
That's a topic if you're open to, I want to have next time, like, you know,
No problem.
how COVID-19 just changed, you know, the world. How we're diving into like this new transformational era.
Absolutely.
What's something that college still gives students that AI can't seem to replace?
I guess the experience, I would say. There's very few atmospheres in the world that allow you to see 15,000 people, 10 to 15,000 people a day that you don't know and are going through the same journey with you. But other than that, it's almost like just the thought of seeing that every day for 8 months a year. It's eye-opening. And then even though like you probably don't meet all of them, it's also like the fact that you were around them at the same time. So because you can meet someone today from your school that went to the school at the same time and you never saw them a day in your life, you know.
Do you think colleges are actually keeping up with the tools? Do you think colleges are actually keeping up with tools like ChatGPT, or are they actually behind the curve?
I think they're going to start integrating it to curriculums going forward, probably.
So
I think they're going to start integrating it in the curriculum and trying to like minimize the failures that ChatGPT still has.
So it's like these institutions of higher education are going to have to be realistic that we can't stop these students from using this platform.
Absolutely.
But so just integrate it in.
Absolutely.
So does that mean everyone is going to be passing courses?
One, honestly, I think everybody was probably passing courses before anyway.
But it was more challenging.
More challenging. I will say though, with ChatGPT, even though it's a computer, you'll be likely to do your studying through there more efficiently, I guess you could say, than you would through regular reading books and all the other studying material.
Do you think employers are starting to care more about skills and output than where someone get their degree from?
It's still based off a network, in my opinion. I feel like it's still based off of what knowledge you have of someone and how they make you feel, I guess, in front of you. So I guess you could say emotion. I feel like most people react off of how emotionally aware they need to be around people that they're talking to.
If someone can prove that they have the skills, should a degree still matter as much as it does today?
I feel like the value of a degree has lessened, in fact, because of those new enhancements and new ways of technology. It has lessened, I think, probably. You're not learning as much or putting in as much effort to learn more.
Would you feel like you'll have a 4.0 if you were in college during this day and age? Or close to it?
I'm not exactly sure. I couldn't tell you just because
I feel like I have a 3.7 plus.
I was the one that I had lost hope after freshman year, you know. So like, but that was because I didn't. I feel like I guess you could say I feel like my GPA would be higher. I feel like those days where like it was harder to put a book in front of you will be a lot more easier if you just had to look up the questions by answer through ChatGPT.
Would you say the individuals behind ChatGPT, I think it was a group of them. Elon Musk, I believe, was one of them. Would you say that they gave society something beneficial in the long run?
You ask the question one more time for me.
The individuals behind ChatGPT, I believe it was a bunch of billionaires. I believe Elon Musk was one of them. Would you feel like they gave society something beneficial in the long run?
Let's see.
Like we're not gonna give out our wealth, but we'll give y'all something that we're all gonna pull our wealth in and give back to society. Feel
I would say they gave society a chance to see how they see perspective from their world
oh okay.
with it.
Oh, okay.
I feel like they probably got, say, 100 different minds in the same room, and gave this computer 100 different responses, and we're like, we're going to invest in this product.
And what does ChatGPT and AI tools say about the individuals who
It
created?
says one that they've wanted to find ways to make it easier for people to get the knowledge, I guess, in a way. The knowledge may be true or not, will have to be at least validated, though, still, in my opinion, or with a source or credential.
I remember back in the day how Google used to be like the fastest search engine, but now Google just got realistic and was like, let's just merge ChatGPT with Google.
Absolutely.
Because now people don't even click on the links no more.
Right.
Like ChatGPT would just like tell
They
you.
just read it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Part of me still is against the AI debacle right now. I always thought I had an old mind in a way, an old generation type feel for myself. So don't get me wrong, I know how to use technology, but the thought of like using that, the thought of ChatGPT was extra to me, if it makes sense. I feel like I never was going to need it to that extent, but you know, if I ever needed to use it, I would, you know, I could probably check it out and see how it worked, but I don't think it should be the sole reason you doing something, you know what I'm saying?
Cooper Flag reportedly made $28 million in his lone season at Duke. When you hear stories like that, what stands out to you about where college sports is heading?
I'm sick I ain't trying harder to get one of these college scholarships or NIL deals, but they didn't exist during that time. I think NIL deals are the reason kids are deciding they probably don't even want to leave school no more. And I think it made the environment a lot more easier to handle now that you're getting paid for it.
So do you feel like there's going to be athletes who are going to be okay staying 4 years in college just to get paid for those 4 years?
More than 4 years. I think it's going to lead to players until they regulate it with some sort of board or anything of that sort. Kids are going to, like, kids. I think the last batch of kids from the COVID-19 years were like still playing in this most recent college football season, you know?
There's a guy from Texas Tech. Is he like a quarterback?
Yeah, he just got with the gambling. I think that COVID debacle allowed kids to stay in school way longer than they were supposed to. It gave them too much eligibility, in my opinion. I think there has to be a cap.
Me personally, when I seen that report with Cooper Flag making $28 million, that's when I knew college is not worth anymore, like the degree, because this dude made, you know, like, what degree would ever make you $28 million?
Absolutely. There's plenty of different ways to go about it, but just your name, image, and likeness could get
So
you
he
far.
literally got a check, one big check, and bounced.
Right.
So it's just like, man, like, these other people actually chasing a 4-year degree, how's that going to make them feel?
That's a good question. Is that a question or you just?
Oh no, I was putting it out there, but you can, if you have any.
Say the other people that we were probably growing up with, I used to think I wanted to try for the football team all the time, but I never just had to, like, I guess I was always more worried about what my future would look like if I did decide to go back for college football. And then I also, like, you know, like I said, I wasn't in the best of shape. Like, I was cool to play hoops full court, but not enough to be out there on the football team every Saturday. I just didn't want to go through those programs no more.
That means you could just be on a roster and just make $50K. Like, you don't even have to play. You don't have to be on the field. You don't have to be on the court.
How do you feel about the NIL? You think it's like, are you happy that students are able to benefit from their name at least now?
Like, I don't even know how to feel, because just like how we're talking about ChatGPT, like all this technology coming out after we just got done with school. So it's like you're happy that, you know, I'm not gonna say you're happy, but the next generation of these students are doing their thing, but it makes you internalize what could have, if this would have been the case with us.
My other thing too, when you put it like that, is also like the way the next generation is going to be raised is going to be a lot harder for you to teach, I guess, in a way. Unless you integrate with it, it's going to be harder for you to, like, teach someone younger than you what you know, and them actually them actually take it in for word value. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of like, feel about the Chat GPT thing. It's kind of going to be making it harder for people's opinions to matter, actually, or the study and the credentials to actually matter.
I wonder how athletes like Reggie Bush would feel because, whenever athletes back then would get a lick of money, it's just like the NCAA would tweak and be like, oh, this season where you won the Heisman doesn't matter no more. And I wonder how they feel knowing that like, oh, like I got certain accolades stripped from me because it got revealed that, so and so was giving me money just to support me.
Right. I was ahead of my time. And because I was ahead of my time, I'm the one that took the fall for it. So
ultimately, you feel like NIL is not good for college sports in the long run?
I think NIL just needs to be regulated
Okay.
by some, whether it be state or federal, it just needs to be regulated. There needs to be a cap on the amount of years a student can play. There needs to be a cap on the amount of money the school could pay the students. At least when it comes to who you're all competing with in your same conferences, at least.
Looking ahead, do you think college athletics are basically becoming professional sports in everything but name?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say so. I think it's forcing the college student to grow up a lot more faster and make a lot more important decisions with themselves before they're ready to.
Because Elon Musk, I'm tripping. Cooper Flag was 18 years old with 28 million.
With his own apartment, he could have his own apartment. Caleb Williams had his own apartment as a high school player. So it's kind of like how exactly who's teaching these guys how to manage this. This is not something the regular typical 17-year-old rarely knows how to deal with.
There was a guy who got drafted from Notre Dame in the NFL draft, and he said that he made so much money with NIL that he does not have to touch his professional contract.
At all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm for NIL. I'm for it. I just think there needs to be a hard cap on how to go about it.
Do you feel like it'll ever be regulated?
I think so. If not, they'd probably by the NCAA. I think the NCAA should regulate it itself.
We're seeing people like Elon Musk potentially become, I'm not going to say potentially because he has reached the trillionaire status without a traditional education path. Does that challenge the idea that formal education is necessary for success?
Ask me the question one more time.
So we've seen Elon Musk become a trillionaire without a traditional education background. Does that challenge the idea that a formal education is necessary for success?
I think formal education has mostly always been an option for most people. A lot of the people probably, I think it's always been an option for them, considering like a lot of us didn't graduate high school or college, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's been an option for a majority of everybody, not just the billionaires. I think it's just you making a way more so in how your creativity works, more so than it has more to do with their creativity than it does with their schooling, in my opinion.
So you feel like nowadays in society, if you have a mind that roams around, if you're more creative, that's gonna equate to success?
More creative, more innovative, and critical thinking. Yeah.
Okay. At the end of the day, do you think education is still the main foundation for success, or has success started to look completely different now?
Completely different.
Okay.
I would say completely different. Mainly because, well, one, when we were younger, there were still, the main celebrities that didn't have their proper schooling neither. So your Bill Gates, you've heard the stories about him starting stuff in 8th grade, but I feel like it has more to do with what you're taught and how you're taught than it does with who's like teaching you. Or I think it's more about what you're learning than it is about exactly the proper education.
It's funny because they said if he never sold off his Microsoft shares, he never got involved into too much philanthropy, he would have been the first trillionaire. But he sold off a lot of his shares and then he got involved into like just giving a bunch of his wealth away, which they should. But, we would have been looking at him as the first trillionaire and then I guess whoever after. What do you feel like would be the next trillionaire in our lifetime?
Well, I already knew Brown was going to be the next billionaire. I thought his market was too big, and then for the fact that he kept staying in the league for 20 plus years. I was like, it was gonna be bigger than you can imagine, bro. But the next trillionaire, if I had to pick anyone, it would be him, just because of his image.
You said LeBron?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think his smarts and his name, it goes too far almost. That I don't think I think he'll be the next trillionaire. That's the person I will put on any platform to be a trillionaire.
okay. LeBron James being the next trillionaire?
Yeah,
Me personally, I feel like it'll be Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else you want to put out there before this topic concludes
Um.
on the future of AI?
Well, one, I think these questions are real good, real great. I will say I just believe that I guess it's just the generation I grew up in. You can still call me a millennial, but it's just the way I think. It's almost like I still believe in the originality of teaching process. And then also understanding that all teaching processes are going to be different for everybody. It's going to be probably, I would tutor or cater your teaching to your students in a way. And for those that don't pick it up, you would try to cater to those people as well. You know what I'm saying? So I believe nobody should be left behind in the new generation, at least.
Thank you for this discussion.
Yes, sir.